Hi guys, welcome to my weekly Facebook Live. You guys are the Powerhouse Pros, and I'm Jen Burson. I'm the founder and president of Generation PR and the creator of Powerhouse Pros Community and Generation Academy, and all of the resources, tools, training, community coaching, all the things that you need to build your virtual agency, virtual meaning work from wherever. I've been working from home for almost 19 years before it was cool, running my business Generation PR. And my team is all over the place and they're awesome. And it gives me the opportunity to work with the best because it doesn't matter where they are, just as long as they get their results that we're seeking and, do great work. So we are happy to share all these resources with you, including Nicola in Dubai. Hello. I'm going to star that. Because we want to see all of you succeed. Nicola is the founder of Budgie, named after her adorable bird, and just building an amazing business in Dubai. And that's what we love to see. And Serena is in Toronto. Love this international group. Serena's building her business. So welcome, everybody. Today's topic is going to be, let me pull up my notes, about 5 challenges that we need to overcome as PR professionals as the media landscape shifts. And it's so ironic because the media landscape has been shifting since before I got into PR almost 20 years ago. And it's kind of funny because it's always shifting, right? And it's kind of like there's like something major going on out here. One of those huge cherry pickers. They must be, I don't know if they're cutting the trees above the power lines. I don't know. But yeah, it's always like the sky is falling with our industry. And as long as I've had my agency, we've always had this like, the media is dying, the media is changing. Always been on our radar. But we want to talk about how we can stay on top of and keep up with the shifting media landscape, as new publications pop up, or favorite publications that we've worked with go away or fold, or our favorite editors go freelance or move on. Maybe there's new tech trends, and that interferes with the way we've been doing business, and clients have different expectation based on new tech that's emerging, and they're wondering how you're using it. Are you using it? How are we using it ethically? All of the things. So today we are going to learn the 5 things that we need to do now to prepare for what's next in our industry, how the media landscape shifts create major challenges for us as PR pros, and why adaptability is key to thriving through all of these changes. So let me know in hearts, thumbs up, comments, and please leave comments here if you have any specific questions on this topic. But I'd love to see if you have this on your mind, if, give me like a heart or thumbs up if this is something you think about. Maybe it's something you even worry about. And I will say, as my dog drops the bone, yeah, I had a feeling that's why you guys are here. But you're here, the PR pros that are here, they're constantly checked into staying on top of emerging trends, developments. You guys show up here, you show up in other communities, you come on our calls and ask questions, or like some of us on here, you lurk. It's okay, I'm a lurker too, but I take it all in. And all that matters is that you're showing up, you're paying attention, and you're looking to incorporate these things in your business as you continue to grow. So, again, media landscape constantly changing. It has been for almost 20 years since I've been in it. And we want to keep our community on the pulse of all of it. And it is a very interesting kind of mental shift to look at these changes as challenges, like something you have to learn and stay on top of and not let them get the better of you or come on in kind of an unsuspecting way. So that's kind of looking at it like, oh my God, it's a challenge, it's changing. What I know is no longer the same. Or you can look at this as an opportunity, right? Some of these things can be challenges at first, and it might be a little difficult to adapt to them, but they're necessary shifts. And if you are one of the PR pros committed to growing, then keeping up with the times will allow you to deliver better service to your clients, generate bigger, better results, more targeted results, and maybe do it a little faster. So let's try to shift that mindset from this is, the sky is falling Chicken Little to like, okay, what does this mean for me in terms of opportunity? Okay, hold on. My husband is messaging me, which means that I am not on focus mode. Do not disturb. Okay. So we're going to talk about 5 key challenges facing PR pros right now, plus what you can do to adapt to them and change your agency for the better. Thumbs up, heart. Let's go. So challenge number 1, all of our media contacts are really facing uncertainty. I was like, what's the right word here? Newsrooms are always hectic, but we are seeing major media layoffs, and these widespread layoffs across digital and print have made journalists and then us as PR pros, more stressed than ever. Publications, big and small, are feeling the effects of smaller newsrooms, smaller teams. There's not like back in the day, it was like you waited for the fact check and then you would talk to the editor and you got to get a sense of what the article was going to be about and just kind of confirm facts. That doesn't happen anymore. There's no fact checking. They used to ask for samples in order to shoot product or to test it. That's not happening a lot of times, especially not, photo teams editing, like taking images and then editing them. They're just taking our images, which has been the case for quite a while. But writers are overworked. They are underpaid. Freelancers are left hanging, and editing staff, they tend to be working with major delays because the smaller teams have things held up and the goal has been shifted away from visibility with eyeballs and reporting on things to, that their readership might be interested in, to sales. We're working with commerce editors that are looking at each feature as an opportunity to generate affiliate revenue, which is just a shift in the way the game is played. And we have to stay on top of the rules of the game so we can effectively navigate this for our clients. But one thing we're seeing as well is that the writers that are shifting to freelance, when they're getting laid off, they're also sometimes striking out on their own with a consulting agency, with developing their own content that's gated with a payment through Substack. Always excellent content. If a writer that you have worked with ends up opening their own Substack, which is a newsletter service that they can deliver to your inbox, you subscribe to it. There's sometimes free content, and then there is paid content. If that writer has been somebody you've worked with and they have content that's geared towards your niche, or that they cover your clients' niches, absolutely subscribe to their Substack, and probably you should be paying for their gated content because it's always been excellent. And inside the Pitch Lab, which is our membership program and community, both of these ladies, I know Serena's in it. Nicola, are you on the Pitch Lab? I don't know who else is on here, but Nicola might be in the Pitch Lab, I think, too. I know Agency Accelerator, but the Pitch Lab is, we're going to give you all kinds of timely, relevant, targeted pitch angles every month. We create these execution plans that are like 50, 60, 70 pages with editorial themes, very easy to navigate. Nicola's in it, too. Yeah. So, inside the Pitch Lab, we're always trying to give resources to our PR pros to stay on top of these trends. And we share a list of our favorite Substacks from our editorial friends and recommend you subscribe to the paid content. And it's not super expensive, but it's very informative. So you want to keep an eye as changes happen in the newsroom. Keep an eye on your media contacts' social pages and LinkedIn and just kind of see where they end up. Because us as PR pros, we are there to support media contacts where we can. It's really hard for us, but think about how challenging it is for our journalist and writer friends. They are, if there's uncertainty with their roles and they're working freelance, they're writing a lot of content that isn't really well paid. They have to crank out a lot more content. So you want to be a key resource to your journalist friends by offering yourself up as a resource for last minute stories. And that could be sharing a contact you have that's not even a client, something that's aligned with what they're looking for. You just happen to have a friend, a colleague, somebody that is a great fit for them. I just connected someone who isn't a contact of mine, but a woman that's like her focus is on simplifying, basically not so much organizing, but it starts with the decluttering and all the things that hold you back and why you hold on to things and the difference between sentimental clutter and expected mess. And Katie is her name, Katie Joy Wells, and she has a ton of frameworks that will help you with all of these different types of clutter. And if you're stuck on, let's say, sentimental clutter, how you can work through that. And she's amazing. And Wendy Rose Gould, one of our editor contacts, was looking for a source for Real Simple. And so I recommended Katie as her source and got the questions. I shared them with Katie. And just yesterday, Real Simple published the story. They included Katie, and then it was syndicated on Yahoo. And she was like, what does this mean? So great for Katie and also for Wendy. We want to support her. Katie's not a client of mine, but I know that they were perfectly matched for what Wendy needed and what Katie offers. And so we can continue to show up in these ways to offer ourselves as a go-to. Like you're a connector. You're somebody who wants to just help. You want to make connections with people. They have last minute stories. You're going to give them something that's going to help move them forward quickly and achieve their goal. And, it's just something we do without expecting anything in return. It's what, we go into PR because we are connectors. We love helping people, amplifying voices of people and causes and products and services we believe in. And so when you can do that, even if it's not a client, it benefits everyone. So that is how you handle this challenge with major media layoffs. You are supporting your journalist friends, offering yourself up as a resource, and also respecting their time and their inboxes being crowded. And you're only sending out pitches that are truly relevant to your media contact, and you are frictionless, right? You're not the squeaky wheel. You'll be flexible if timelines change due to, let's say, layoffs or smaller teams. So there are publishing delays. Like you're not going to be the one that pitches a fit and says, well, you told me that this was coming out then, or things change too. Like, why isn't my client in the story? We know that these things change all the time. Your client might also be in a story and it'll get republished, and maybe they're not included in the republishing of that story. And what that shows me is that it's an affiliate-driven article. The story is doing well SEO-wise, but your client's product isn't converting when it comes to affiliate sales. So do you want to burn a bridge and get upset with the writer who decided to update the story and remove your client for a better moving product? Or do you want to keep an eye on how they're working through those challenges and think about how you can offer something that might be a better fit for their audience or might be more relevant or actually might convert and move the needle for them? So if you choose to get mad and say, well, why did you take my, screen grab it, right? So just grab it while you can and share it with the client. But if it disappears, at least you have the screen grab, and you then know that it probably got removed from the story because it wasn't doing well. And maybe you can help troubleshoot and figure out why that is. So challenge number 1, help out your journalist friends as they're facing layoffs and more work, less time, and less pay, and all the other things that they're doing to support their passion for writing. Subscribe to their Substacks, help them out where you can. Challenge number 2, AI emerging tech. This is always like, oh my God, this new thing, it's game. I got into this, and Twitter, now X, and I said to my husband last night, when are we going to stop calling X, formerly Twitter? Are we going to have to stop writing that? It's like the artist formerly known as Prince, right? Did we ever stop saying that? I think ultimately we ended up just going back to calling him Prince, but Twitter is now X. I got in when X was brand spanking new, like one of the very early adopters. And it was always like, this is going to change PR and the way we work forever. We have new technology constantly popping up across industries, but the biggest one right now that PR pros will be dealing with, will be needing to learn. Hello, Jane. I can't remember what you said never to. What did you say never to? I'm trying to think. I can't, because there's a delay. So also, hi, Jane, welcome. It's a funny story. Jane will relate because she has cats and I have 2 cats. And I put in this really complicated doggy door. Twitter being called X. I was like, I know there was something. Yeah, I mean, it's dumb anyway, right? But so I got this doggy door that's like the super high-tech dog door, and my dog wears an RFID chip collar so that the door can sense when she's there, and it'll unlock for her, and she can go in and out. And then when she's not there, it's locked so the cats can't use it. Well, my dog hates this door. She will not go anywhere near it. She is so stubborn. She knows it's there. She knows she can go in and out, but she's like, I'm not using it. I don't like it. My husband said she thinks it's like a guillotine because it's got this big, heavy flap. And I think maybe when it swings, it's a noise she's afraid of. I don't know, but I cut a hole. And my mom usually watches these. She's probably like, why did you do that? I cut a hole in the side of my house, like a big hole, because I have a big dog. And I cut through my dining room, and I have this like beautiful wallpaper that I had to cut through. The wall's this thick. I had to like go through inside, outside, weatherproof this thing, have a professional install it. My dog will not touch it. But the cat figured out how to get out. And so he's getting in and out, even when the door's locked. I don't know how. And last night, didn't realize he got out, and I locked the door, so he was locked out. And this morning at 6 a.m., I hear him just meowing up a storm in the front yard, or like my front steps. So how am I going to do? I'm like, it's never a friggin' ending with this thing. I just want my dog to be able to go in and out, and this cat is like bodying his way through this door. And the exact opposite reason why I got this fancy, complicated door to prevent the cats from going out and keep the, cats inside. Anyway, it's so annoying. I'm just like, what am I supposed to do here? But I thought Jane, you would appreciate that. I've got to make sure he stays inside. Although he's strong and fast, and he takes no guff, right? He's just a baller. So, okay, back to AI, you guys. Okay, where am I in this? So there are some negative effects of AI that we have seen kind of already rippling through our world in PR, but we have to embrace it. AI is not going anywhere, and it's only it's only going to just gear up to be more advanced, more, kind of smart, and can continue to grow and evolve and seem more human-like in its results. And PR pros, we have to, like everything that's happened in our industry, we have to shift to accommodate it. And embracing AI is the only way that we can overcome this challenge, because I truly feel, sorry to say it, but those who do not embrace AI will get left behind as this tech continues to evolve. It's just going to happen. So we may hate it. That's fine. I mean, I'm an old dog and I don't want to learn new tricks, but we kind of have to. So you can still hate it, but you still have to embrace it and use it. Yeah, AI is another tool for creating cool cat pictures. There's some really cool AI tools out there for creating art and images and virtual things that seem really realistic and lifelike, and they're just super, super cool. There's a lot of good that is coming out of it. But how do you deal with AI in your agency? That's up to you. But most important thing that we strongly reinforce with our community is just use it ethically. So you've got the text-based tools like ChatGPT, Bard, there's other platforms that are emerging, but they will scour the internet for information. They will spit out what they find in lightning, record time. But what this means is that the results could be completely plagiarized. It could be totally inaccurate. You don't know. And so everything you get from AI, from a program like ChatGPT, it needs to be fact-checked. It has to be heavily edited so that you can ensure that all of the copy is actually your own and it is factually accurate. If you create something, let's say you ask ChatGPT to write a book on a certain topic, and you give it an outline and you're like, fill this in with a book. You take that and it's not edited significantly, you don't own the copyright to that. So if you publish a book, you do not own the copyright. You are not the originator of that copyright. ChatGPT is. Probably some of it is plagiarized or pulled from large sections that they have found on the internet. And if you don't fact check it, you don't know how accurate it is. So you want to be transparent also with your client about how you're using AI, whether that is just productivity tools like Grammarly. My son uses Grammarly. I'm like, you still have to learn the rules. And they're like, no, I don't. And I have to say, do they? I mean, yeah, but they're not really teaching them that in school as much of a focus as it was for us. It's kind of interesting. But you want to let your clients know how you are implementing content generation tools like ChatGPT and answer their questions honestly. Be open about the role AI plays in your agency. We put out a little resource called Powerhouse Prompts, and we put together some prompts that you can use to save you time, to help make your job easier. Like Nicola said, for research and idea generation, it's just like thought starters. If you're like me and you can't stare at a blank page without feeling anxiety or feeling like it's a very overwhelming and daunting thing to start from zero, that's where AI can really come in handy. But if you're interested in our Powerhouse Prompts resource, I'll just drop a link here. Really inexpensive. And people are using it just to kind of get the ball rolling, generate ideas. And we wanted to give you thought starters for how you can, because even staring at a blank ChatGPT box is a little intimidating. Like, what can you even ask it? What can you get help with? So that's what our Powerhouse Prompts will help you do. Just always use it ethically, which means putting it in your own words. It means fact checking and also letting clients know how AI plays a role in your agency, letting them know you are a savvy pro using this great time saving tool to get them better results faster, not that they could just go into ChatGPT and do your job and they don't need you, or that you are cutting corners. It's not about that. It's about faster, more ideas than you could come up with on your own, or different angles that you didn't think of. So that's how you can incorporate AI and all of these emerging tech tools. Number 3, the challenge. This one is going to slap you right in the face. Clients that have smaller budgets, smaller client budgets. This is a big challenge because inflation, it's not just affecting everyday people. Our clients are feeling the heat of growing costs in all areas, and their budgets are shrinking because of it. Oh yeah, everybody's like, yep, I'm feeling it. Hearing about budget cuts is scary for any entrepreneur, but because many clients may not totally understand the true value of PR, it is extra scary for us because it's so like in the ether, it's like, what's the ROI? What's the tangible? How am I measuring this? Why does it take so long? What even is this? Do I need this? It's something they could look at their budget and say, that's a cost savings right there. Let's just not do it. But you really need to make sure that your client is clear on the value and impact of your services. We also have survived quite a few economic downturns in 20 years. I mean, before the pandemic, it was like at least 2 major economic, they didn't say depressions, they called them like economic slowdowns or recessions. And we were okay until COVID. COVID did kind of take a chunk, unfortunately. But the clients that stayed with us, they weathered the storm too, because they didn't stop their promotional and visibility efforts. And when other companies cut back, they were able to use various promotional strategies to gain market share, to stay top of mind with customers. And they stayed with us. We were able to show them that keeping the momentum going would be to their advantage because their competitors were cutting back and they could just use that opportunity to gain market share. So one of the things you can do is use data, use statistics to show the impact of your efforts, the importance of your work to your client's brand. When you appeal to them as business people, they're business people, they want to see the numbers. Then it shows them that, you can trace a clear line between their investment in your work and the result of your efforts so that they really understand the power of PR. And that will speak to their logical side that shows that this is a really valuable use of their limited budget. Even when clients understand the power of PR, and they want to keep their retainer active, they want to stay with you, sometimes budget cuts can get in the way still. So I never want to just say goodbye to a client, especially if they've been really happy and it's just about a budget decision. So that's when we come in with the mindset of being a partner, and we are flexible when we deal with clients. So are there services that maybe are offered in your retainer that clients aren't using, or that really haven't had great ROI in their results, or your client services just aren't really benefiting from that piece? Then cut them out and reduce the retainer. Something with a client is better than nothing. Hopefully they'll come back when they have the ability to have a more kind of robust plan. But in the meantime, maybe think about a la carte services. You guys know I don't love that, but it's better than nothing with the client that is happy. You want to just keep them in the door. You want to keep them sticking around, paying something to keep you on board. You're still in the mix. So they're only at that point with a la carte paying for exactly what they need. They're still part of your client roster, and you're working with a limited budget and making it work and keeping them around and showing them you're a partner. So that's how we help combat that challenge. Number 4 I have for you is these generational marketing shifts. So every generation with a G, not generation with a J for generation. Where am I? Generation. Isn't that cute? So every generation has different priorities than the last. And with the majority of Gen Z now being in their 20s, you need to adapt to their wants. So yeah, this is like a big shift, and we're seeing it a lot with what's happening in the world right now. And a lot of it, unfortunately, is like misinformation that are forming some of these Gen Z opinions. But we know, and we've talked about this in our trend report, that value-based storytelling, major trend right now. That's one side of it, is like the storytelling aspect, but the Gen Zers, they're looking for that true commitment to those values. They want to support brands who walk the walk, not just talk the talk. So this is when we can step in, encourage our clients to make a strong commitment to diversity, equity, and inclusion, be really transparent about it in their campaigns, especially where there are diverse board members or, underrepresented groups as the founders of the company. And, you hope that what their values are based on real world accurate information. I'm just seeing so much factually inaccurate stuff online right now, and younger generations are not doing research. They're not actually looking at complex issues. They're just seeing like a TikTok trend and jumping on it. So, take that for what it's worth. But that is what the generation Gen Z is. And that's funny because I say Gen Z and like that was my name growing up because my maiden name starts with a Z. And there were 8 gens in my elementary school all the way through high school. And it was like Gen Z, Gen B, Gen R, Gen S, Gen G, Gen Z. And so every time I hear Gen Z, I'm like, it's me. Or Jay-Z, so that's what my brother calls me. But this Gen Z, they want a commitment to those values, and they're passionately voting with their dollars for brands that they believe in. The next up after Gen Z is Generation Alpha. Okay. This is my son's ages basically. So the oldest members of Generation Alpha, they're about 13, but their wants, this is like they're around 2010, right, as when they're born, but their wants will start to make their way into our PR priorities sooner than we think. And so kind of interesting because we can see what catches their attention. It's not always good, right? They're doing very little thinking, and it's very impulsive. It's going to be interesting to see. This is the generation that went to elementary school in the middle of COVID. This is how they socialize, is online. They get their connection with friends through online chats while they're playing games. At least my boys do. So it's different. So think about all these different demographics, and whatever your client is targeting, you want to think through like who their actual target audience is, because Gen Xers, Gen Z teens, Generation Alpha, baby boomers, they're all different. They're different in their mindsets, their values, their purchasing decisions. It's just like, blah. So it's, I think it's really important to kind of figure out the key demographic and focus your marketing efforts, your positioning to appeal to that demographic while also not alienating others. But Generation Alpha, they're coming. They're coming for you. Not your jobs, unless you're a TikToker or a YouTuber. They don't want your job. They want to be Insta famous. The worst. We hate it. Anyway, And the last one I have for you, this challenge, is clients who want more than just PR. And I don't say just PR like, oh, it's just PR, but it's really understanding that, well, they'll come into the relationship thinking that PR is going to take care of every aspect of their communications, from PR, marketing, sales, advertising, social media. Maybe you do all of that. Do they really want a one-stop shop for all their needs, especially when they're dealing with these smaller budgets and they're like, we want it all and we want to pay less? That's, challenging. So you want to really figure out during your discovery call what your client's expectations are, and are they genuinely aligned with what is possible, and especially what's possible for you to do and what you want to do. Just because you talk to a client and you're like, I love this brand, I really want to work with them, but they want me to do Facebook advertising and social media posts and write their newsletter. If you're not doing those things, that's going to be really challenging for you. But this is kind of the trend we're seeing, is that clients want it all. They want to have one point of contact and they don't want to pay more for it. So that's cool. You're like, cool. Not great. So on that call, the very first point of contact with them, the first discussion, that you can kindly set them on the right path. When they say, like, for example, they say, well, we want a dozen press placements within the first month because we're launching this amazing thing. They want a massive uptick in sales or some national TV spot. They want to be on Good Morning America, and they want to be on, The View within a matter of weeks. You have to step in and be honest with them about what's possible. Give them, in your proposal deck, we call it like a capabilities deck, proposal light, because we're not giving a ton of we're not giving any strategy, but you are going to have in there case studies and testimonials that will show off your successes, so they can start to see happy, satisfied clients that are similar companies or in the same industry as them are pleased with these results. And it's not what they're expecting. It's more grounded in reality, because otherwise they're never going to be satisfied. So if you want to take on all the things, you want to offer more services than just PR, that's great. Go ahead and do that. That is one way to bring in more revenue and expand your agency. But I am always here to remind all of us, including myself, that we want to take on clients that we love, that light us up, we're excited about, and also provide services that we enjoy, that we're going to want to do long term, that we're good at, that we have the team structure in place to execute. So you want to take stock of your team member strengths. Like, if you have a really fantastic writer on your team, consider adding copywriting services if he or she is open to expanding their support of your clients' businesses, and this is a skill they have that will benefit them. Consider also adding to the freelancers that you're able to integrate in your agency and expand your offerings beyond your own team's capabilities, right? Like, you could bring in this amazing, nimble team that's willing to work under you and provide. We've done this with visual content creation for social media, or influencer seeding, or strategic partnerships. You can bring on white labeled services from another agency, usually like a younger company, less established, more of a startup, that will be thrilled to have the work, thrilled to have the money coming in, but not have to deal with all the risk that comes with, like, maybe a client doesn't pay. You absorb that risk, and they're white labeling. Now we're calling it private labeling, and they're working under your agency. It's still your client. You can set up those freelancer rules, whatever it looks like, so that they don't take that work away from you, or they don't kind of claim your client as their own, if that's the way you want it to be structured. But this gives you the ability to support the client with, like, one umbrella for all of these services without you having to learn a whole other skill. And you can fill out and sort of, like, amp up your retainer offerings. So these are the 5 challenges that we've identified. We've got major media layoffs. We got to be a partner to our writing and editorial friends and just be there and helpful for them. Challenge number 2, AI and emerging tech. Embrace it. We love AI. It's going to help save us time. Don't hate it. Use it. Smaller client budgets. We don't want to say goodbye. We want to be flexible. We want to make sure that we are approaching our clients with a partnership mindset and figure out how to make it work, and cut services to keep them on board, work with their budgets, and keep them happy. We also have these generational marketing shifts. We've got Generation Alpha. I had not heard about that until we started putting this together for you. Have you heard of Generation Alpha? And apparently my children are Generation Alpha. We've got Gen Z, baby boomers, Gen X, like all the things. So 2010 and younger, Gen Alpha, what do these people care about? What are their big mindset decisions they're making when buying or supporting a company? And like, how do you choose the importance of the different generations and what their focus is? Like, how do you decide who to cater to? It's really about who your client's target audience is, and then you can kind of hone in on what their passions are. What's the word? Like the things that matter most to them, their values. And then challenge 5 is clients who want more than just PR. They want all the things. Maybe they don't want to pay for it. I don't want you to have to learn all of those things, like setting up landing pages and writing emails, scheduling emails, updating their website. These are things I used to do for clients. I'm like, oh yeah, I'll update your site. I'll add new copy. I'll write all of the captions for all of your products. Like, what? I will update your press section. I haven't worked with this client. I was updating their press section for years. Like, I haven't worked with them for 7 years. And their website is still not updated with the press section because I was the one doing it. There isn't any more press because they're not paying for it. And also they're no longer relevant. So their company was sold for like pennies on the dollar, which is like so sad to me because it was so great. And now it's just, but, did I have to do all that? No, but I felt like I had to. So if there are things that are outside of scope or something you just don't want to learn, bring in somebody or tell the client, this just isn't what we offer. This isn't what our core value is to you, writing captions for your products on the website. Like, that's what happens when you're running from like a fear-based mindset. Like, they're going to leave and I'm going to just be left in the dust. They don't leave. They just try to pawn off extra responsibilities on you without paying for it. So beware of that. So every year, we know, brings new challenges for us as PR professionals. One of the biggest ones will turn into these kind of industry-wide trends. And so we have a trend report. I'm going to just drop a link. And then the other thing I have for you guys is next week, we are running a free but excellent, we are calling it a press plan workshop. Sign up for the press plan workshop happening on the 14th, totally free. This has been the most, like, people are so excited about this. We've had so many people sign up that I'm a little worried. I mean, people don't always show up when they sign up for things, but if even a third of the people that signed up come, we're going to run out of spots for people to attend live. It never happens. I mean, people are like, there's a replay, I'll watch that. But I'd love to have you on live because then I can answer your questions and it becomes a better discussion. But it's going to be excellent. It's a really good end of the year refresher on creating really compelling press plans, getting your clients aligned with the strategy and approach you're going to take so they see how things are going to unfold, and really coming up with an approach that is smart, that will connect with their target customer and move the needle for them in their business in the new year. So that's what I have for you guys today. 5 important PR challenges you need to overcome as the media landscape shifts. It's always shifting. So, do you guys have any questions for me? How's everyone doing? How's everyone? Serena, how was Thanksgiving? How's everybody doing in your businesses? I'm going to lip right now because it's a little chopstick. Okay. Anybody have anything for me? I'll see him for another minute or two. You are so welcome, Nicola. Thank you for being here. Yes, budgies are easier than cats, I suppose, but my cats, they're nuts. Do not disturb. Okay, now I turned it off. My husband's trying to get a hold of me. Anybody else have anything? Awesome, guys. Thank you so much for joining me today. And I'm trying to think. Join our free press plan workshop happening next week on the 14th. Totally free. It's going to be great. And that's that. And if you're not a member of the Pitch Lab, we are going to have more information on that. We're going to be opening it up with some really cool bonuses that our members love. And you'll get access to special pricing, which is locked in for where it is now before the price increases there. So that's all next week. And I hope I can welcome you to that presentation. And thanks for all the thumbs up, you guys. I appreciate it. And have a great rest of your day. I have so much to do. I have so much to do. And of course, I'm still on this nanny challenge. We found this phenomenal nanny. She's so awesome. And she has been out sick more days than she has been able to be here. And she's out all week with COVID, and I don't want to get anywhere near that. And so I'm like, I have a nanny, but do I have I don't know. So I got to run all around and pick up the kids, and there's just a lot of stuff going on. So I have to put in we have a rental property in Sherman Oaks near me. I have to update some things in there because it's not renting right now, because my husband thinks because of the writer's strike, which ended, and then last night SAG-AFTRA. So we usually get somebody in the industry. And when the actors are on strike and the writers are on strike, everybody is out of work. Like all of the people that are part of productions, costume design. We've had costume designers that have rented. We've had writers. We've had actors. We've had, for some reason, it's just a good location. We get a lot of industry people and nobody. So anyway, I have to update some stuff there, which is cool. Just give me a day to just completely renovate all the floors in this place. I got it. We're on it. Go pick up the kids, do all the things. So, I'm not complaining. It's all positive, but I hope you guys are doing really well. And just one thing I can say today too is just show kindness to somebody today. Somebody that you maybe would have never spoken to, somebody that you see at the coffee shop, somebody that's trying to get in front of you in the, on the freeway merging, somebody anywhere, the gas station. I went to Costco yesterday to get gas, and this man got out of his car and was screaming his head off at the top of his lungs because all the traffic is merging into these lanes and somebody was maneuvering and he wasn't going, and they went, I don't know what happened. It doesn't matter. This guy was screaming his head off. And we were all looking around is this guy going to pull out a gun and shoot the place up? It was really scary. And everybody just has so much stress and pressure and things that they're feeling right now. And being kind doesn't cost anything. It doesn't cost anything. It adds to you and your life. And I know all the people here are so kind, and just find a way to let things roll off your back. Find a way to let other people feel seen and to feel respected and to feel loved. It's so easy to do, and we're all just missing and craving that right now, wherever you are in this world. So I love you guys. I appreciate you being here, and just give someone a hug, tell somebody they're beautiful, cut somebody some slack, let somebody feel seen. You know, I see all of you. I love all of you. Have a good rest of your day, and I'll see you next week. Bye.